People can hear us. We're physically on.
All right.
People can hear us. Oh gosh.
Whoa, and they can hear the feedback.
Woo!
Oh
So
no,
you-
does it say
Bards?
playing parade?
I'll fix that real quick.
Bards do charisma?
So Rabago is fixing our description, which says we're playing board games. We're not playing board games, but tomorrow...
Transition!
Holy shit, that's good.
Tomorrow we are
Who would have thought?
It's weird. Tomorrow, it's even better now that we've had to restart it a couple times. But tomorrow, we are going to be playing board games all day.
This is why when we go out places and people are like, what do you do? And you're like, I work in video games. And they're like, oh, that must be like playing games all day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's because of days like tomorrow.
It's just
people
tomorrow
fucking
that it's
think
true.
like that. I worked my ass off for like the last 3-4 months for tomorrow.
For tomorrow.
So I could just play games.
But that's on that note, party. So first off, for those watching, and just to confirm, you had, well actually let me say first, you had made it finally into the Syrian library, which you realized was probably a misnomer the further you pierced into the inner workings of the place. But you did find a chamber that was filled with lore, funny little discs, little compact discs. But also you found a reader. Frunk, you stuck your head into the fire hose of that lore and came out the other side reasonably sane. A couple other people had tried it and actually got splitting headaches as a result. So, right, Varys, that was tried and it was like, because it wasn't.
Didn't like it one bit.
Didn't like it one bit, which was
the
pretty
Displacer
cool.
Beast?
Yeah, the Displacer Beast.
Tried to put the VR system on the Displacer
Just
Beast.
wanted to share the music I'm into. Everyone else seems to like it.
Right, it's a playlist. I don't know what's going on. You went down to a middle level, which appeared to be many chambers dedicated to different planar environments. You actually ran into a couple of twisted creatures that eventually, through conversation, Jaflash leading the charge on that, you realize that they were once...
That's all I can do.
No, but you do it powerfully, and that's the most important thing. You realize that they were actually once Arcanists, and that they had actually somehow been subverted physically and mentally and probably spiritually through their sojourn in these strange places. Then you went down to the bottom level, which, as you recall, was a fascinating, fun level filled with twisting passages. It gave you hours of enjoying gameplay, but because of the Syrian time warp, it felt like only 2 minutes had passed.
But we apparently mapped the whole thing out and looked at it afterwards to see how cool it was.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. You did eventually get a perfect representation of it. And then, most importantly of all, the high point of the entire night was actually going into the room, which was the aforementioned sphere, which had been teased for quite a while. Idol's held back relic that she had acquired somehow suddenly sprang to life and revealed itself to be a powerful Syrian artifact that actually was indelibly tied in some way to the Syrian fleet of ships. You were all jumped in as crew. The orb identified itself as the navigator and said that Idol was the pilot of something, but there's no vessels that actually remain in this area. At which point, Diedrich, with perfect recall...
Yes, never forgets a thing. That's what my people... The dragon guys?
The Dragians,
Yeah.
I believe they're called.
Dragoins.
Well, what did you recall?
I recalled that in my adopted home of Vandia, the island is shrinking, which has caused us as a people to begin exploring the jungle center, the nugget of our homeland, if you will. And in that, we found a similar Syrian ruin.
Yes.
Not me personally,
ancestors.
A few of the lucky survivors of that expedition found similar Syrian ruins, and their reports did say that there might have been some vessels left there.
Yes, that there was this large bay of ships, it looked like, made of some strange metal that were still hanging
from the ceiling.
Yeah, from the ceiling, which is odd. I mean, it seems really far from the water. But
depends on how high the water comes up.
That's true, and it's sinking. Maybe they're just ahead of the
just
game.
waiting.
They're Sirens.
Long-term planners, those guys.
It's the long game.
It's the long game. We're going to build at the top of this mountain. You'll see.
Yeah.
And also, the ruins were said to be inhabited now by a fierce, merciless serpent people that
aren't the Dragonborn.
Well, who knows? That's a really good question. Ooh, plot twist.
Serpent sounds almost like
wasn't
a
me.
slur against the Dragonborn. You serpentine.
It
does sound.
But that is where we find ourselves now, in the very bottom chamber of this Syrian architecture. You still see the sphere, which is, I loved your description of it, which is real an illusion, basically, a crystal clear illusion of what looks like, you've since called it a globe, which is interesting, but it seems to be...
Because the world's flat.
Yeah.
Like, what you might think it is,
Yeah.
but this seems like it kind of blows your mind. Next thing you know, maybe you're rotating around a sun instead of going across the sky. But yeah, and so you realize that the Village, you've always wondered what's outside the Village. This gave you a little peek that perhaps there is a greater world outside the Village, and this is proof positive of that. However, you need a ship, it seems like.
We do.
So, that's where we find ourselves.
I had ideas.
You've got some ideas?
I do.
Well, let's start there, Flash. What are your ideas?
I feel like there's so many of these various places within here that are sort of like dioramas. Like I feel like we're almost in a museum. What if there was some way? There's enough magic in here. What if there was some way to actually move ourselves from our current points to those points in one of those dioramas? What if there was a way to teleport?
I mean, there is a teleportation circle on the ground in that
That's what
first room that we
That's what
started
I'm
in.
saying. It's like maybe we should just randomly push some buttons and jump in the teleportation
See where we
machine.
end up.
I'm up for
That always
pressing.
works in the movies.
See, it started out sounding like a good plan.
I do have one thing I feel like I need to do before we get out of
Is that hug?
this library.
Is it sing Happy Birthday?
Oh,
Nope.
you can play it on the guitar for us.
Nope.
It's Frank's birthday.
Yeah, it's Frank's birthday.
So I want to go back up to the first floor before we leave. Maybe we're heading out that way anyway, but I want to take a pit stop by the
Bathroom?
the console with the
rock music.
Crown of Magic music that I'm now obsessed with.
Yeah, we could certainly do that. Where was the teleport? I don't remember where the teleportation.
The teleporter, just to try and recall,
Yes.
was
That's
Mark's
different
too clever by
planes.
half DMing
Yes.
stairs.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just
Great to
getting
unpack
us
later,
a
yes.
lesson.
But maybe it was a stairway to heaven.
Well, you
But
might
there
be able to
were,
dial
like-
it into Elysium at least.
Yeah.
There were the gates, like on that first
Yes,
floor.
there were the gates.
Because we
and
went through the Feywild.
We did.
Yeah.
And the Displacer Beast came through one of those,
Yes,
right?
it actually came through the same portal you did, which was the Feywild.
Yeah.
You think that probably what happened, especially Varys, you being familiar with the wilds, and especially you, Idle, being familiar somewhat with Fey and the what you've heard about the Feywild, is that it's a apex predator from that place, and that it probably caught your scent somehow when you had just passed through, and it tracked you back through the portal.
Gotcha.
So the room you haven't actually explored. That's not a leading question, but there's that. Also, you hear a very quiet, my friends.
Oh, a
right.
book.
It is myself, Amuk.
Did I
Curious.
knock his ass senseless?
Oh, you did.
You did.
Well,
He's passed out.
Well, no,
Did he
now
wake
he's
up?
awake. It's
All
crazy. He's a resilient soul.
All right.
He's
Is
like,
he still friendly?
but he's still. He sits up. Just sits up and goes, "My friends." Oh, my friends. What a blow. Tell me something. And then as he pulls his hand away, he just a little dot of blood, but it's okay. He'll probably be fine. He says, what is your plans for Amuk? I think I could help you, and I want in on this voyage.
I'm going to treat his head wound real quick, just because he's had it.
1,000 thank yous to you, Master
Smush a
Varys.
good berry on it.
You have to put it in your mouth and chew it first, so...
Like the animals do.
Exactly. You know, I'm from the forest.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not weird at all for me.
Varys of the forest. He really appreciates that.
Cool.
And he does make a slight pitch. He's like, Captain Diedrich, I have taught you many things about the Syrian cartography, but not everything that I know. Perhaps on some extended voyage, you would be happy to have Amuk. Flash, I find your origin very interesting indeed, and perhaps through my extensive knowledge of Syrian lore, I might be able to help you find...
Yeah.
And Idle, did I say what a great pilot you will make? And I feel like this
No, you
would...
didn't. Tell me
you
more.
would make a great pilot. Indeed, I knew that before the large constructed friend over there. Frank, melodious Frank, Might I just say your stylings have been amazing, and I would very much like to continue to hear your songs as they continue in this adventure, which Amok wants to be a part of. Actually, as he says that last, you realize Statue Friend is standing next to him and is like... But he doesn't realize that.
Hey, does Statue Friend have a name?
Statue
Ooh,
friend.
Statue Friend.
Camel case.
Right.
Statue friend.
From Junior.
How about Junior? Junior.
Sure.
We'll shop that. Whatever you want to name. Him. It. Whatever you would like to name it. But yes. So, there you all are.
Cold.
He is. He's making a pitch. And, some of it is, you know that he was one of the foremost experts on Cern, where I am not, as a DM, trying to lead you here. I'm just saying these are facts.
Don't you want to stay and get paid?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to get paid now, my friend.
Why is that?
Well, because the sending stone is over there, and you're going to go this way. And
How do you... Does he... I thought we knocked him out and threw it over there.
I don't recall that. Let's just say that
He got hit in the
stone.
head, so he won't remember a lot anyway.
Oh, great. Can we break that sending stone now? Let's get paid, my friends.
No.
No, because the sending stone's over there and we're going this way.
Oh, I felt like I knew that. In any case, if not the 1,500 gold pieces plus my 10,000, then perhaps we should seriously consider a life of adventure.
Amok, you were here with us, along for the ride, as we found victory for ourselves.
Before anything else is said, Diedrich, do you have an idea on where we should go from these portals before we tell anything that might change his disposition to us?
What do you think I was going to say?
You're right.
I was welcoming him to our crew.
Totally right. That was... Obviously, I was overstepping my bounds, Diedrich.
Yeah, as a small sylvan creature, you may not understand the interaction between dragons and
Clearly.
dungeon high as
In fact,
fuck.
I can think of someone you could replace.
No. I could certainly give it a try. Amok is game for anything. I could pull some levers and do some of these things, and we could jump through. I would not prefer to do that, but...
Okay,
That's
he
what
doesn't
it
know.
takes.
Tell him what you were really going to say.
Amok, as a member of our crew, you are signing up not just for this task ahead of us. You are signing up for a life of adventure.
Faceless adventure.
Faceless adventure.
Oh,
And a life of doing exactly what we tell you to do at all times, without
over
question.
and over again.
Don't tempt Amok with a good time. He signs on the dotted line.
Speaking of dotted lines,
Yes.
I'm just gonna have you fill out some paperwork. Wait, no, this is not the right paperwork. I need a different form for this.
well, our HR department will be getting in touch with you soon.
The only forms that I have...
Adventure.
Yes, no.
Idol's quite a stickler for these kinds of things.
Right.
The wording is very important.
That is true. That is true. So,
Let's
what
do
should
it.
we do next?
Sure. Do you think
And
that...
thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
what else are we going to do with you? Knock you out again?
You could always kill me. Oh, bad Amok.
That's not us. That's not us.
Yes,
No.
I knew that. I knew
No,
that.
definitely not.
It wouldn't even be entertaining.
No.
It wouldn't be.
Would now be a bad time to talk about my fee?
No.
Oh, right.
No, it would not be a bad time to talk about his feet.
Or
No, just no.
Yeah, it's more of a global no.
Yeah.
Upstairs, we have the library. Shall we try to have Frunk wear a couple of the sweet helmet stuff and then see if there's instructions on where we can go?
Yeah, let's go up there.
yeah.
Do
Yeah,
it.
let's go.
Going upstairs.
All right. Once again, the myriad hallways. Anyways, you get there. You're able to teleport up. Because you've done this, you understand now. You've got a better sense of things.
We walk up the stairs.
Yes, you walk up the stairs, which have magically appeared.
Right,
Got it.
yeah.
There's no stupid.
And I very purposefully approach the altar and start just like poking at it and trying to pry it apart and get out my tools. And I'm working on it, like trying to figure out if I can take the important guts of this and see if I can reconstruct this thing and be able to listen to the disc that I've kept at some point again without us having to live here forever.
Now that's a pretty complex operation, Frank. It's going to be a Arcana check. Do you have Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well then, I think, please give me a roll. And I'll tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit harder. So it's a DC 16.
Even though he's done it before?
Well, he's never deconstructed a
I'm not
Siren
putting it
listening
on.
machine.
I'm trying to like disassemble it and see if I can bring it with me and figure out a way to
Like a portable CD player.
like a Walkman.
Like you
Walk-
can walk
a Syrian
with
Walkman.
it.
It's
Yeah, Syrian walk, man.
Orkman. I don't
Yeah.
walk
Well, it's a half orc.
Are they
Walk
speaking
half orc.
primordial? Sylvan, maybe.
Gnomish.
Arcana is
Gnomish,
intelligence,
for sure.
right?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I can give you. I can cast a spell to enhance a skill so that you get advantage on this.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do that.
Love it.
Advantage.
Cool.
You have advantage, you can roll 2.
Okay, that was a 14.
All very close.
Oh no!
But then when you're like, Amok says, my friend, I've seen something like this before. Perhaps you just need to maybe move that a little bit. And with that suggestion, you're able to pop it off.
Mook is paying off already.
Worth every gold we give him.
Yep.
It was
of it.
nothing. It was a lot, though. It was a lot. All right, so you've got essentially the apparatus that you're very confident actually is the guts of the thing that was able to read the things. Now, you will still need to tinker on it, so during a long rest probably, because this is going to take some serious amount of time, it's not like a downtime, you can actually start to tinker with it and tell me what you want to do, and you'll be able to slowly bend it to your will.
All right.
So shall we take a long rest and just now? So,
You're up in the top floor.
Yeah.
The planar portals shimmer here and there.
are there other things that we could be putting our minds to during like a long rest of time? Like, are there more things for us to tinker with?
Sleeping.
Yeah, you can sleep.
Well, I guess we don't.
I've yet to take any damage, so I'll stay awake the
We
whole
can
time.
keep watch.
So,
You're wired.
I just talk to my shield.
You never neglect that shield. Yes.
Looking good.
okay, so I guess long rest it is, and then
You have time. You can totally
From
take a long
tinkers?
rest.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
Why not?
I can give another advantage to someone now.
In terms of long rest, so just because these things have to be asked, is there
sorry.
going to be is there going to be a watch? Is there going to be? Are you just all going to sack out?
I'll
Probably
take the first watch
Yeah,
for
no.
4 hours, and you take the next watch for 4 hours.
Sounds
Cool.
good.
You get a lot of restful slumber right by the abyssal portal. I've heard.
Perfect.
Yeah, if any of those portals are emitting heat, I might
Cozy.
Yeah.
Are you
Nine
cold-blooded?
hells bed and breakfast.
probably.
He's warm-blooded. He's like he's tepid-blooded.
Well, he's
I
a
mean,
dragon.
sometimes ice comes out of my mouth, so I
Right.
feel like
You should be warm-blooded in that case. Otherwise, you'd freeze.
You all have a long rest.
We're resting.
Yes. Is there anything
Except
else
for
you'd like to do?
Frank,
I wanna
who
try-
apparently is tinkering.
Try to attune with the navigator.
All right.
Keep it. Well,
A 2.
a 2.
I will let you.
That is, to be fair, a 6 in total.
A 6 in total. Because you're in the chamber from whence it awakened, you can ask one question of it. It still seems fairly distant because it's such a strange entity relative to you still.
And it's just is very excited by all this stuff that is going on.
Yes.
It's understandable.
Pilot, hello.
So, how did you know my name?
I read you, Pilot. I hope you don't mind.
I'm not sure what that means.
We are one. We are becoming.
I mean, we're definitely two things.
I will offer you my
Definitely.
thoughts and you will offer me yours. And it will be okay.
So if you want all of my thoughts,
Well,
whenever a robot says that it will be okay, definitely trust it.
it's not a robot. I hope that's okay, Idol.
I would have appreciated
Oh,
you
Idris,
letting...
I'm sorry. 'Cause it
No,
says-
Idol, no, you call me Idol, that's fine for
You
now.
wish to be called by a name that's not yours?
Yes.
Not Idris Maldaru?
Correct. Idol, just Idol, that's fine.
Pilot Idol. Pilot Idol.
It's good, right?
Pilot Idol has balance. I like it. Pilot Idol, yes.
Okay, take it down a notch.
Pilot Idol, I am tired, And it just kind of cuts off.
Okay,
Yeah, you got the top.
I guess that went about as well as could be expected.
It wasn't the best attunement opportunity, to be honest with the thing. So, but dialogue begun. Anyone else?
I'm just staying up way too late, thinking about, looking at, staring at, poking at this device, trying to figure out how to hear this thing again.
Tuning into the larger architecture.
Just thinking about the music and looking at the device and wishing I could get another drink from it. And it won't work now. I've disassembled it, but I want to figure out how to piece it back together.
And you will be able to do that in further explorations. So, the night, even with watches, passes uneventfully. One thing that you notice after you've all had an opportunity to really be in this room is that the only portal that currently seems to be active is the one from the Feywild.
Interesting.
I feel like can we see through the portal? Like, is it
very
like a
indistinct.
window?
It's like a gauzy veil.
Okay.
And that's another plane, like that, right? It's not
And
a
the
place
Feywild
within
and the
this
Shadowfell, there's a little bit of plane, but actually Amok knows some things. And
plane. A mook.
that basically, without like deep first-person role-playing, there's the Shadowfell and there's the Feywild, and they're basically echoes of the Prime Material Plane. And so it's why, for instance, Idol is able to phase step through it, but also they actually reflect the material plane. The Shadowfell does it in a very negative, kind of despairing, dark way. It's
basically the upside down.
Yeah, actually, really, no, it's upside down. In fact, I think that's probably what
They
even,
based it off, yeah.
And the Feywild is an internal realm of
Is that a Warner
Twilight.
Brothers property?
Oh no, is it? Over to the lawyers. I gotta get this. But yeah, and so basically they are reflections of the material plane, in yin and yang to it, essentially.
Are points the same in both of them?
Yes, that's
like
why.
if you go in one place, it's,
Yes. Yes.
So if we were to pass into the Feywild, we would be in a giant building, like
You would see something like a giant building, although what things are relative in the material, they are different. So, for instance, the DMG gives an example of a volcano might be a mountain filled with red crystals.
Oh, okay.
A human-built tower might just be a really large tree.
Gotcha. So there's
So navigating is a little tricky,
Right.
but once you get astute at it, you can actually cut a lot of distance out.
okay because
Why,
like
so how does that? That was my question.
Navigating through the Feywild, basically, because their relationship to time is differently. It's kind of like actually the Eladrin's Misty Step. It's just a little mechanicals. Is basically going into the Feywild, walking over to this point and dropping back in. And so it looks like an instantaneous teleport to the people in the material plane. But in fact, that was actual walking, which is funny when you think about it. It's like hustling over to a point.
So in theory, we could go into there, try to make it to your Vandian thing.
It's possible.
But then
The other
we'd have
thing
to
about the
somehow figure
Feywild
out
is
how to
it's-
get the fuck out.
Right.
It is. It's for all of its twilight delights. It's also can be a very dangerous place for those that aren't familiar. I know.
Displacer beasts. whatever.
Middle name should flash danger. Danger.
so
The
do you
with a J.
do you think the navigator would be able to navigate to another portal through the Feywild?
I'm gonna say probably not, based on what little conversations we've had.
Well, it seems like we have two options. We can either figure out a shortcut here with some magic shortcut because they do magic here, right? Because that's what you guys do, magic.
Yes.
Or we could go overland.
Well,
We would go on a great sea voyage over land. Of what do you speak to Flash? We are the crew
Oh
of the
my God!
Blue
All right,
Gamble.
fine. Yes, we jump on the gamble.
I mean, we still have map option from like there might be a map through the Feywild with this guy.
What?
True.
You have a map?
Well, because of the helmet.
He took the damn thing apart. Like we woke up in the morning, he
I
got
took
it
one
in pieces. He's like,
I took one disc.
And if you're not completely
music.
satisfied, you can return that disc.
There we go.
We basically woke up and he had the cover off of the computer and like multiple pieces of RAM. He's like, I got it.
Will you be able to
Take
put
it
it
with
back?
us.
I fucking hope so.
One thing that
But
will be very
it's
challenging.
got fuck all to do with the Feywild.
That does seem to be what you know.
Maybe I can try and ask the navigator. If they or
Well, what do we? I mean, you seem to want to ocean travel, my piratey friend.
Diedrich's got.
I don't know why I would want to travel across the ocean. It's just fine. Go whatever way you want.
Yeah, I don't know.
put the thing back together. Let me see if the navigator knows how these discs are sorted so we can try and find information about getting through the Feywilds.
That's all I'm doing. I'm barely paying attention to you guys. Focused over here on the music of the sirens.
It seems like perhaps a daunting task. Like, field stripping is one thing, reassembling and restoring original functionality might be very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So what state is it currently in?
Disassemble it, and I'm trying to figure out how to piece it back together, I think.
Frank,
I want to be able
why
to
don't
handle
you,
this.
why don't
Happy
you
birthday.
gather the broken pieces of this device that you love into a sack, a bag, throw it over your shoulder, and we will travel to a secure location like, I don't know, perhaps a ship. And there you could reassemble it.
Why don't we take
okay.
it? Why don't we take it down and ask Stu?
That's an option. There's also, are there any more of these around?
I like asking. I mean, Stu was
How-
pretty quiet.
How disassembled? So
Stu is pretty terse.
No, he doesn't need to
Was
talk.
it
He just
broken?
needs to put it back together.
Actually,
Amok, you want to go on a ship, right?
Yes,
I've got it
very
in my
much.
bag.
I do not
I'm
plan
ready
to
to
travel
go.
to the Feywild.
was it broken or was it disassembled?
All right, let's go, Diedrich.
Was it? No, this is. Was it broken or disassembled?
He just
Frank, that's a wonderful sack
I
you
can
found
mend things.
to put it in.
I'm sure you can mend magical CD players.
Well, I can mend it.
You're an
it's
elf
not,
from the
but it's
forest. It's a magic CD player.
not. Mending works in the way where if something is broken and it's magic, I can't bring it back together. But if it was just disconnected,
Wait, is that a cantrip?
yes.
Oh, this is super. You have a sense of this for sure. This is beyond a cantrip. This is like super high level.
So I might be able to mend it.
It'd be like taking a Cray supercomputer to a dry cleaner's. You know, I think this
You're
thing is
the
broken.
dry cleaner, and that thing's the supercomputer.
Right, I mean, because it's like that. It's like, oh, I think there's
Yeah,
a thing.
stick the clean bag on it, and let's go.
Down. To
You
Stu.
want to go down to Stu?
Stu, ask Stu.
I'd be up for asking Stu.
All right, you go down. What do you want to ask?
Stu, can you put this back together that Frank took apart?
I cannot.
Well, down.
Back up.
Okay, back up.
Looks like
Thanks, Stu.
looks like it's off to the gamble.
No problem.
Diedrich did not go
We'll send you
downstairs.
a
He's
postcard.
just standing by the portal.
Fucking morons.
Stu doesn't even take a moment to break from his, animate. He's just still in his pose. I cannot.
do you think the Nothics would be available for?
No, we're
Oh
not
boy,
dealing with
no.
By all means, ask the Nothics if they can fix
Don't
the
trust that.
magical artifact.
Nope, no way.
Just-
no thanks.
I will be here, waiting to see how your plan goes.
It's a bad plan.
Okay.
All right, I grabbed some
What
rope
time are we
and I
gonna
hand.
No.
I grab some rope and I tie it around my waist. I hand you this and I go 2 pulls for pull me back and I walk through the portal.
Which one?
I walk into the portal with you. That's where I've wanted you to go this whole time.
We're both in the portal.
That's our way out.
We're almost time for a long rest again, party.
Who's holding the
Let's go ahead and say we all walked through the portal
rope? But the portal
after a
doesn't go to the
nice,
boat.
No,
nice
it goes
goes
back
to the
sleep.
outside.
It goes outside.
And then
And this is what happens next.
You bloody serpentine.
As you step through the portal, I was pretty sure you were
Your
going to
language.
step through all along.
It just took us a while to get there.
Exactly, but that's
Making games is hard.
player
Playing
driven
games is
choice.
even
And
harder.
last week you tried to give us a puzzle to navigate. This week we just created one for ourselves.
Let the players make their own
course.
puzzles.
Player
Really.
driven storytelling.
Yeah,
Is what's-
it's really compelling.
You see Brisira, as it is
Brisira.
embodied in the Feywild. Glorious, twisting spires of multicolored crystals spear the sky, while below, luminescent avenues stretch before you. Everywhere, motes of light dance and drift in the air among the silent majesty of a lost people. You feel a palpable sense of power emanating from the entirety of the city, as if each structure is but one pulsing note in an incomprehensibly complex arrangement, the echo of a song that can still be felt even as it slowly fades from the plains. Of more immediate concern, however, the portal back to the material plane is no longer where you last found it. In its place, you see a cheery light emanating from what appears to be a fairy ring, a small circle of rather large mushrooms. Or at least they look like mushrooms, although you've never seen mushrooms dance and bob quite so much before.
okay,
I eat
so
one.
So a fairy ring
Hungry! Turn into a very
Varys and Idle, you're familiar with fairy rings, and actually they can be portals back to the material and the Feywild and back and forth.
Do you want to take that chance?
I know. These ones are like.
I feel like we just came through this one, right? Like, so
That is where you had.
Yeah. So this is this is the way back.
This is we came through this mushroom ring when we
It
came here
didn't come
originally.
through the fairy circle.
Okay,
the
that's
fairy
what I
ring.
thought.
But where the portal was when you entered, that's where they are sitting.
Seems suspicious.
Can you talk to them?
We asked them.
Are they mushroom people?
Try to talk to them. Why not?
You approach the mushroom people.
Yeah.
All right. You
Yes.
see that it's appears to be a jovial little man of about 3 foot tall, animated mushrooms with
Oh, they're
little
huge.
squat legs,
Would we consider them animals?
little arms.
I mean,
No. You know what you think they are? You think they're fun guys.
All right.
Holy Christ!
Right.
I'm
so
done.
they're humanoids.
So
Wait, hold on.
wait, what? No!
Oh, yeah, that's about funny.
I thought you were doing a saving throw against awful or good humor. So
That's exactly what I did.
saving throw, endure it, your flash. Yeah, there's like, and then when you approach, like, they look up at you.
Hello.
Nope. Nope. They look at each other to make sure. Nope.
No.
Could I try charm person? Is it a humanoid?
Is a mushroom a person?
I mean, it's a fun guy. We went over this.
Oh, he stood on my own petard.
You said guy, so
I did. But they are in fact fungal in nature.
Okay, so probably not.
They're fungals.
So still a humanoid.
Do this all day.
Fair salad.
I'm the Captain America of puns.
You have a nice ass.
I can do this all day. All right.
Okay, I got it now.
I recommend you try to talk to them.
Was there a portal here, my tiny little mushroomy friends?
No.
No portal?
No.
There
Yes.
There was a portal.
There definitely was a portal.
No.
I
Yeah.
walk into the center
Found a
of
Daco.
them.
Whoa.
Does anything happen?
No.
He's not actually that much taller than.
I know. So these
tall
are
are the fun
you
guys?
actually.
They're about 3 feet.
I'm at 2 feet above them.
Very
No,
actually,
you're pushing it.
You know what these are. Just from your travels in the Outlands, especially, you've actually run across. It's not the first rodeo for planar portals and things of that nature. These are lamplighters.
Okay.
And they are actually fairly jovial sorts. And they are actually creatures, fae, that actually exist in different crossroads of planes. They are basically good-hearted, but simple-minded. And their one best ability is that lamplighters are often used to light paths into and out of the planes.
Cool. Hello, lamplighters. Would you guys help us find a path out of here? But not this one. A different one?
A little one of the littler ones walks up and goes, no. And like,
Can I give you something? Something shiny.
Yes. Oh. Do you have poop?
Do I have what?
Poop.
Poop.
Oh yeah, because they're fungus.
Oh, that makes sense. We can give
What
you
do
a
bears
lot.
do?
We can give you a lot of poop.
All the little heads are.
We can, if you lead us, we will give you plenty of poop.
This is not what I was expecting
Not
on
a poop.
Tuesday night, really.
Yeah, plenty of poop.
Yeah.
This never would have happened on the ocean.
No, clearly. I'm with you.
One over to the side goes, nope. It's like, yes.
Cool, thank you. It's can we give you the poop after you lead us for a while?
Nope.
Start pooping, man.
Does anybody need to poop?
You're the one who offered it to him. Apparently, I
I'm a
thought maybe you had
small-bodied
some
person.
bubbly guts.
As
You're
we
ready
talked
to
about,
go.
I'm small.
Dear bear companion, I believe we have finally found a task suited to your unique abilities.
Well, all right. Is this a pay in first kind of deal, and then pay at the end deal?
You can pay at both ends. Just take a shit in the woods, man. How hard is it?
No, shits in the woods. That's a thing.
That's not what I'm trying to
That's
say.
a thing.
All right,
We're
so
literally in the woods,
We've got
and
no
you're a
popes,
bear.
but we do have
This
one
is your
bear.
this is your starting.
this is my
Chance
time
to shine,
time to
bears.
shine. All right, I turn into a bear.
What is going on?
Sharp stuff. That's what we want to know
Yeah.
What is?
too. We are on that page with you.
All right, I turn into a bear and I go off with a.
Just shit right here. You're a bear.
No, he can go do it somewhere else.
It's just, I go
I'm
off a
gonna
little
turn
bit.
around.
I'm gonna stare intently.
I'm just behind a bush. Just you hear some noises, some beastly noises. Give me a poop song, please. Perfect. Come on, you guys. You can pick it up for you if you would please. I can't go when everybody's looking. Look away.
Oh my god.
We're done.
Okay, you done?
We're done.
Can you make a roll for this?
I was asking, do I need to?
By how many pounds? Maybe. D4 pounds of bear poop.
D4 pounds of bear poop. Yeah,
Maybe
do
it's
it.
a
D4.
constitution check.
I feel like
No, it would be a constipated check.
Hey.
I have a great constitution, so
Add your con.
according to that, that's 6 pounds of poop. Adding my
moly.
constitution to it.
In fairness, that would
We're
be...
feeding fungus all day.
Yeah, you are, right? You bring some more lamplighters over.
Cool. And with that,
Now, that's probably disgusting to some of you, or maybe not. Maybe you're all groovy when it comes to fungus.
well, in my bear form, I feel quite comfortable with this. So I am ready to prepare as much poop as needed.
All right.
Do fungi speak bear?
Oh, good poop. Good poop.
Do bears speak anything?
Yes, of course. They speak bear.
Well, they speak growl. But, in any case, you seem to have gotten the lamplighters on your side.
Cool.
This is the worst
All right.
puzzle ever.
Tiny vegetable navigators. Can you give us the door back now, please?
Nope. Whoop. One stands, kind of walks in between you all and goes... and, like, explodes. Spores fly out of it into this huge cloud. They suffuse you. Your eyes, ears, you breathe them in.
Nope, not breathing.
I can't help it.
God
You're
damn
like,
it.
oh. And actually, when you look now, all of a sudden, you see a clear path that leads directly to a portal that was not there just a second ago.
I give a nice cloth.
And
thumbs up.
you see like little glowing lights that almost could be lamps that appear, and you're like, that's it.
That's it.
That's the golden path or brown path.
Yeah, it's definitely the brown path and the brown note.
I'm gonna take off walking ahead.
Oh, whoa, what? Nope.
My friends, when they sing the songs of this day,
Please don't.
we will leave this part out.
Nope.
Fair.
This is definitely the best thing that's happened. This should have been like the end of the session.
So we could talk about this some more.
Nope.
Yep.
All right.
So we walk through.
Yep.
All right.
All right. You appear after bidding the lamplighters goodbye, and that was really taking one for the taking one.
Yeah,
taking two.
Taking two for the
Quite literally.
I got to live my dream as a Charmin bear.
You
So
took two for the team. You come back out. It's actually mid-afternoon, which, some sense of time, maybe that's right. Actually, I mean, you did long rest, although you had no sense of what was going on in the outside world. But what you see before you is scattered around the courtyard that you had walked in. 40 is a rough estimate of figures in tattered robes. Some of them still wear the crimson of Sirenists, but this is a much more motley crew than the people you had fought before.
We did leave that.
We
view
left
out
one
here.
of them.
They are all abased on their knees, and you hear them like, they're like, "Dos mi libra! Dos mi libra! Dos mi libra!" And they all like see you come out of this planar portal, like, "Oh, dos mi libra!" And they start chanting that.
Okay.
Finally, someone who appreciates us. This is what I've been expecting for a while now.
Frog. Just bust it out.
One of them like stands up, shakily, knees popping, his golden mask falls off, you see a rather horrific sight, which is that his face looks like it had been runny wax almost. I mean, he's burned. I mean, like, physically somehow his face had worn and rivulated and just been warped. And he's like, give us a sign! A sign! Who are you? Who has it penetrated the great Lord's sanctuary?
I don't have any signs. Who are you people? All right, yeah, I stand up in front with my sword.
I stand up
Or
on my
my
head.
Good.
I don't have a sword. No sword. Just the shield.
Swordless.
The shield and I. Yeah.
Shield and I. It's a great
Walk
buddy
up to
cocktail.
the front and are like, who are you people?
We are those who worship the Sirens. We have dwelled in their abode for so long, supping from the energies of their chalice.
That seems like poor hygiene, my friend.
It is not doing you guys any favors.
They all look fairly wretched. These look like perhaps cast-offs of some more regimented, maybe Syrenist organization. These people look like they probably just squat in the ruins constantly. And if you think about the horrors that you saw coming in, that would be a tough hang.
Yeah, my face would melt too. What do we do? What are we doing? Should we just walk through these guys? Just ignore them?
The gods walk among us! He shouts, and they all, the gods, the gods! They point at you, Frunk. No, they're pointing just past you, at Statue Friend, who stands there.
Junior!
One of the great ones has come from its abode! Doth Mamibra. They're butchering Doth.
They are, yes.
That's what's going on there.
Well, I feel real bad about this.
I do too.
Tell us something. Give us a sign.
I think you guys should leave.
Go back to your homes. Go back to your lives outside of this. There's
This is
nothing
our home, this moment.
Listen, there's nothing in there.
But you brought that back, the gods!
He was actually out
He
here.
was out here. He followed us in and he followed us back out. There's a whole courtyard full of them. Did you guys miss that?
We've been here a long time.
Okay.
We've never seen such a thing, which is plausible.
Yeah.
Where? Could you give us some directions? Maybe write it down on a piece of parchment.
Amuk, do you remember?
I do remember. Yes.
Look, get to writing.
Write that down.
Oh, it's a living. He writes down a thing, hands it to one of the Sirenists, who's like, what shall we call you, friends?
The Faceless!
Okay.
Well, I know that's awkward
No,
for you, really.
But you
It's
are all the faceless.
You are all of you are the
Are
face.
you mocking me?
No.
No. As we help put his mask back on, you are our most perfect followers, and those who will speak of our glory. You now wear your masks in our name.
Okay.
Yes! Great ones who plundered. Oh, wait, that's a Mook's voice. Great ones who plundered. I will go now. And you see him. He runs towards the Feywild portal. Doth Barbariba! Falls down. It's going to take a little practice, perhaps. The other Sirenists, however, are pretty psyched that you're walking amongst them. They don't look at all.
High fives.
Yeah, a little bit, if you want to.
Yeah,
although
I'm
then
high
they
five.
immediately-
I'm high fiving motherfuckers
I
left
will
and
never
right.
wash this hand again.
You haven't washed it before, so sweet.
Touche!
Batting 1,000 over
I
here.
will add this to the dirt and grime. Oh, my favorite layer of dust and dirt.
I want to walk over to the guy who collapsed and do the try and pantomime pooping for him to communicate. To see if he understands.
Because you're still a bear.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, you're a bear as far as they're
bear.
concerned.
I have to mime this. So I'm trying. This is poop in sign language, apparently.
But you don't have any thumbs. You're a fucking bear.
I have thumbs.
No,
they're like this.
Just like this.
It's like
they
this.
don't move.
Imagine the bear motion.
A bunch of people are gathering around.
You're gonna look like you're gonna whack
I'm
something.
doing this to my butt.
But a bunch of people
Have you
are
ever
gathering
seen a
around
bear
Statue
move?
Friend and
Have you not seen
and
Yogi?
Statue
Yogi can
Friend
rotate.
is going back to that, right? right? Because it's empathic. So it's reflecting the emotions back to the supplicants, and it's a supplicant loop. So just want to put that out there. Basically, the Sirenists are like, and it's, to them as well, and then they fall down on their knees, and it like glides down on its knees very
Every time I do
fluidly
that,
for
I
stone.
high-five another one.
It does,
Like,
actually.
I'm just high-fiving.
All right, yeah?
Yeah. Like I'm just doing
I will also not wash anything ever.
I tell them they've been blessed when they touch it.
All right.
We're giving them some joy.
You have actually given them some joy. Not all Sirenists are bad, as it turns out. Maybe. These certainly seem like not as depraved. Well, they're despicable.
More deprived.
Deprived. Yes, there's more deprived than depraved. So, that happens. Assuming there's nothing further you want to do with the Sirenists.
No.
They try to follow you for a while.
That's fine. They're gonna get lost.
Eventually, some of them trickle away. They are basically like almost like a religious crusade, or not crusade, but pilgrimage, like staying with you. So
Nice.
you're walking. Amok notices something. He actually says the temperament of the city has changed since we went in. Perhaps some keys, some resonance. It's still Rosira. We must be careful, but I feel like we could make a very good time back to the wall.
Let's make a great time back to the wall.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And where, by the way, where do you want to go? Back to the inner
We
gate?
need to go to the gamble.
Yeah,
we just want to
just get out.
We just need to get out and get going.
Drive
So here's two things. You can definitely go back to the gate that goes to Dryport. Amok makes a pitch for it in that he has extra supplies, like actually maps, things of that nature, things that over the course of him plumbing through Rosira would probably be handy in the future. However, you could also just book it straight south and just try to like find the southern wall, hop it, and you know that the gamble's probably not that much far away. So, if you're worried about time, you still have time to do either.
What do we think? Should we get? I think the practical part of me thinks we should get those maps.
I'm going to point my nose at the direction of the wall, or the best that I can. I
What's
pantomime
that,
the wall.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Wall.
if
Turning into a bear is really good when you need to fight stuff and shit on mushrooms, but it totally sucks for the role-playing aspect of things.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's very clear what I want.
If Amuk is going to be traveling with us, maybe we should give him a chance to collect his belongings, notify any family members. I'm saying we go back to Dryport. We can stock up on supplies there too.
We could spend one night in the city and make sail in the morning. The morning winds would be a better beginning to our great journey.
Sure, whatever.
Loath,
That sounds great.
Loath as I may be to delay our voyage.
That seems an abrupt about face to your excitement earlier, but let's do it.
All right, to the wall.
Yeah.
All right.
No, to the window.
Yes, that's what I meant. To the inner gate. You walk through the day, true to what Amuk had felt. The city does feel more restful, which is to say it's still a dangerous place, but not nearly as tumultuous as it was earlier. It starts to become evening, and you do realize that you are going to have to either walk through the evening or find some place to hole up so that you can actually approach the gate finally in the morning. Towards this point, you hear a booming voice. It sounds like it comes from everywhere all at once. Tuthas vamak hutandrele! Dandrele vushan! Booms this voice. A moment later, a massive phantasm of a person in an intricate animal costume, similar to an anteater, zooms past like a parade float, right? Down, and you see it like with some pot of something, like throwing coins in the air and what look like little brightly colored hard candies, perhaps. She's like, ha ha ha, Dandrele Bushan! It goes, and then a moment after that, you see the large heads and arms of children go, yee-hee-ah! And they'll surge through the avenue. And then silence.
Party time! What? What's happening?
Happy birthday, Bob. This was our gifts to you.
Vandre! So,
I thought the barrier was it.
I thought the barrier was it.
All right.
So you have, what do you want to do? Would you like push through the evening, or do you want to try to hold up?
Night seems like it would be really fucked up in this place.
I think
just
Hey, the
just
last
saying.
one was amazing.
Yeah, we should definitely.
Do you guys want to find that place so you guys can go get your
Do you know what I
relax
realized?
on?
Do you know what I realized about that place? You guys, they forgot to charge me.
Perfect. We should go back so they can forget to charge you again.
I say we carry on and escape this strange land as quickly as possible.
I pick up one of the candy.
No, you want a
things.
pedicure.
So,
Come on.
Are children eating them?
There are no more children.
It
There
was
was
just
all
whatever.
one big weird Syrian, like phantasms
Right.
appear.
So the
Painted
candy's
on.
gone too.
Yeah, sadly.
Oh, okay. Never
If
mind.
it was ever really there.
But
I'm
licking
game
the
for
ground where it was.
trying to press out.
I'm not a bear anymore.
What is
It's been long enough.
what is a mook?
Still.
Has he traveled in this place at night?
The night is shifting, as is the city itself. I don't know what would be the best choice. I think that, and I am no tactician, but perhaps
Clear.
being in one place with a watch might be more advisable to trying to press on in the evening under the stars. But then again, one more night is one more night out here. Things can find us. Things do haunt us.
Party vote.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we press on? I say yay.
Well done. Well done.
Congrats.
I'm in for hauling ass through the night.
I'm gonna vote.
You're a
that
bear.
is- No, it's been long enough. That
Oh, you're
I'm
not-
back to.
Hey, the bear and back again.
Oh, there we go. I don't have to do berets anymore. I'm gonna
Does
agree.
that mean when you do charades, your share?
Oh, yes, beautiful. Feel since you and I got into a big old argument about where we're supposed to go before, I wanted to agree with Diedrich on this one because I was like, apparently we agree with a lot of things. That's 3 out of.
I'm like a little frustrated about I was starting to get the itch of like maybe I can pull my contraption out and tinker with it some more, but then if everybody wants to move, I'll just stay quiet and move.
Yeah, whatever. Fine, let's go.
We're doing it.
Verdict?
We're going.
All right. Push through the night. For quite a while through the night, you do actually see in the far off distance, silhouetted against the evening sky, you actually see the wall slowly approaching. This is an interesting.
On legs?
Yes,
It's like Baba Yaga's wall?
It's that weird of a
The
spot.
chicken legs? He's rolling to see if it's chicken legs.
I do. Varys, you hear just barely on the wind, do you think?
Oh, squirrels.
And we're like surrounded by a city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hearing clicking.
Mm-hmm.
It's idle. Do you hear clicking?
Do I?
I don't know, do you?
Could roll for. No, she does not hear any clicking.
Nope, just wind.
Okay.
Maybe you know what? It's actually it's the clack of the pebbles from the wind. Like that's definitely the wind.
That's what.
Just the wind, buddy.
Just the wind.
I feel like last time that I had a thought, though, something ended up happening. Like, is that a legitimate reason, team? I'm hearing click-clacketing.
No, anything that you explain away as it's just the wind, that's cause for alarm.
Right.
Cool. So, should we stop for a second? Should we be alert?
No, just keep going on.
Or we could continue walking to get away from the thing that is certainly attempting to attack us.
Right.
What? There's nothing about to attack you. What do you even?
What are you doing with that whiteboard,
I
Mark?
don't even know what you're talking about. Just keep going.
Mark.
Can I do that before?
Just keep going.
I want to scramble back on Jaflash's shoulders and, like, sit on his right shoulder and just perch looking backwards behind us.
Do you guys know how to spell insta-kill?
It's with an F and a U.
Jaflash, does it ever bother you that our companion, who has the ability to turn into smaller creatures, chooses not to do so when he climbs atop you?
I'm glad he's not a bear.
At least he's not pooping.
I'm literally the weakest member of the party, which is the best part about this.
Which you're the one I love the most.
Wait, no. You are slightly stronger than I am.
A tiny bit stronger.
Just a little bit. If we arm wrestled, you would eventually win.
Maybe.
Although
I would roll poorly.
Probably just do something dexterity based and
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, now we can't be surprised.
A big pull from Amuk's hookah and
that's
start to just. I'm like not acknowledging what Ferris is saying openly, but I am kind of taking it seriously and trying to see more clearly and.
Go ahead and give me a
vigilant.
perception with that with advantage.
Perception with advantage.
So that's a 19.
Mhm.
19.
I'll tell you what.
He's like my shield. I assume.
When you kind of like train yourself to the shifting energies and everything, you like, oh, maybe this isn't gonna help, maybe it is, and you kind of like look back in the general direction that Varys was talking about, and you see between two buildings. This area is probably roughly 4 to 5 stories tall of a district. It's not like towering monoliths, like a street like that. You see a figure. Actually, you're sure of it. You're sure that's what you saw. Actually, go just jump over from
Matrix
across
style?
the street. Yeah, about a
Like
30-foot jump.
That seems pretty cool. Maybe that person wants to be in the Faceless.
So I very casually and quietly inform the group what I just saw. Encouraging just keep walking attitude about it while we discuss what to do.
Amuk, stand between us.
Yeah, I move Amok behind me.
Is this for security or as somewhat of a bullet sponge, as you would?
No, shield security.
Ah, good. Yes.
Yes.
Amok agrees. Yes.
We can't not pay you if you die.
Right, it's true.
I like that logic. Yes. He definitely does. He definitely does, and he packs up his vials and unguents and libations and makes sure they're safe. As you keep going, you definitely now, all of you, sort of hear, like around now, kind of around.
Goddamn squirrels.
Probably.
What should I mean?
Ready with the shield to flash.
Yeah, I got the.
So currently, party. Oh, look at this. Here's this. There's this. I don't know.
Oh, it's a
where this
basketball court.
Came from.
I take a 3-point shot from out there.
These are buildings that are about 4 stories tall, and you are currently in the middle of the street.
It's a good place for an ambush.
Yeah.
It sure is. Let me know what you're gonna do and do it.
So Frunk told us that the figure he saw was on the rooftops, right?
Frank saw one. Actually, it appears to go.
Big old jump?
Yeah,
Okay.
big old jump.
Okay, so if he had pointed out the building and we've put Amuk into somewhat of a defensive position, I think Diedrich would just turn to the tower, that one, the 50-foot tall one, and call out, "We know you're up there. There's no point in delaying it. Whatever trap you're waiting to spring it."
I don't you want to try to go invisible?
Go invisible.
To hide.
Oh.
Stealth.
Yeah, I could hide between the buildings somewhere.
While you're thinking about that,
I like it. I was gonna cast Shield of Faith on you.
please. I'm just going to assume you're all grouped there, unless anybody specific call-outs.
So I've cast Shield of Faith on what's his nuts.
Does a 17 hit you?
There's a 7. Oh, God. Yeah, it does.
Right, you take 6 points of damage and give me a con save.
Okay, con save. Okay. Oh, I'm fine.
I mean-
I'm fine.
Okay.
Ripped.
I'm sure this
Ow!
hits Brunk does a 21 hit you. All right.
That's just rude.
You take 7 points of damage and give me a con save as well. DC 10.
Good. I am good.
All right. And then last but not least, 3 left. Should flash. Oh boy. Well,
Yep.
it's a hot hand tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Does a 23 hit?
It does, yeah.
I know. That's coquettish of me to ask. I'm sorry. 4 points of damage,
All right.
and I will explain what's happening in a moment. And a
Constitution save.
con save DC 10.
16.
Everybody gets it. So what happens is, out of the darkness from either side, these shards fly. You're really, honestly, at night, it's hard to see them. They're dark against the air. But they sink into you, each of you, for the amount of damage that you did. And you feel for a moment as if there's some numbing agent, some poison that was actually starting to suffuse through your bloodstreams. But you're able to shake that off. And then silence ensues again. And then you hear scrambling away.
Can we see any of the or are they?
You
Did
could
it-
look. You could
Did
do a
it
perception.
seem like they were ground level or from above us?
They came straight, straight on.
I'm charging towards the nearest one.
So I cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. Shield of Faith on. Alright.
Yeah.
So let's actually. This is where at
Seems
some
like
point we're going to invest in
initiative
some
might have to
minis,
happen.
friends. Absolutely. So first, can you each show me just initial where you are or where you intend to go?
Can we get a marker, or
Absolutely.
or
sorry.
should we use dice?
You know what?
Just
Dice
use
might
dice.
actually work better. That actually, that would probably work.
I'm
better.
next to Diedrich with a mook
Probably don't need this one.
between.
Yeah, as long as you know what dice are what.
It's actually, yeah, that one's cool. So
So I had faced the tower.
Yes. Yep. All right. So.
And here, do we need a mook?
Where's an Amok?
Which one's Flash?
There, but he's between you and I.
There?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was on your shoulder.
Perfect.
I did not get knocked off because I rolled a 20.
Nice.
So.
All right. All right. Does anybody beat? Oh, jeez. I need my cards.
What are we doing?
Roll initiative.
Yeah, we're rolling initiative. Great.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Cool.
It's not my usual garbage.
Into the night with you. Does anyone beat a 20?
No.
No.
How about a 15?
Yep, 18.
18. Anybody beat Frank? All right. How about a 14?
I got a 14.
All right. How about a 10?
And 10.
I got 11.
All right. 11 Diedrich.
Cool.
And 10 Eris.
I'm following the lizard.
Anybody beat an 8?
Yes, I rolled a 9.
Woo!
I'm taking you
Wow,
calling me knife
nice
here
job,
as like
party.
a sign of liking me, so I'm calling you the lizard in the same way.
We'll see how that works out for you.
All right. Frank, you do see Diedrich start to dash into the shadows of the buildings, from whence some weird shards. And actually, you see it's a jagged. You as players, it looks like a shuriken, a 3-pronged shuriken, but to you, it just looks like a jagged throwing thing. Of
Someone made a weird knife.
right, a weird 3-pointed knife that
So,
is really
so I can't
aerodynamic.
see anyone right now.
You cannot. Now, you could try to perceive. Nobody's done the perception yet. In passive perception, you don't see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just start charging the same way Diedrich seems to be going and try and...
And
Eagle eye
Diedrich
that shit.
is
I mean,
charging toward...
I did-
Whatever you tell me my best guess is.
Your best
without
guess-
stopping to look.
Your best guess is that there's some here.
Okay. So yeah, that way.
Mm-hmm.
I won't
All
start
right.
moving unless you tell me I can. But
All right, yeah, but that's where you're going. And Frunk, it's
I'm
your
gonna
turn.
head that way
You see
and
Diedrich's
try and
intention.
see if I can spot
Are
anybody.
you charging, or are you, like, doing a move and perceiving and holding an action? Or
I'm-
what am I doing?
I think I am walking very purposefully and pulling my sword out, just like, brisk, confident walk in the direction of whatever
Yes.
just hit me.
Good. I'm just, like, seeing a brisk, confident walk. No. All right. You
I
do
have
move.
value. I should not have shurikens thrown at me.
Right. Go ahead and do a perception check for me, an active one.
Okay, that's 17.
All right. You don't see anything in the shadows whatsoever. Mm-hmm. It's like they're never there. Maybe they're phantasms.
All right, so can I
Flash, you're up next.
just basically ready
You can.
strike and
You can ready a melee attack.
yeah.
Yep. So push yourself to your move, I assume.
Sure.
Yep.
I don't know how
All
far
right.
that is.
So, and there is several doorways, windows, various avenues of ingress. Are you ready for a strike? It's your flash. and then Deidre.
I'm going to hold ready to cast. Actually, I'm just going to hold with protection ready. So basically, if something looks like it's going to attack somebody within range of me, I'm going to.
All right, and you are.
He's underneath the silver. Yeah, he's underneath me.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so you're right there. You stay in the middle of the street.
I think I start moving. Yeah, I guess I start moving. I grab what's his nuts.
Yep.
We start. No, Amuk.
I hope you can hear us. We're back.
We're back.
Yay!
That's
With even more adventure.
All right, so
The same adventure.
Only now with more
almost
sound.
precisely the same. So is this 30 feet? I could reach this doorway.
You absolutely could.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the doorway.
Yep. Charge it. All right, up to there.
And can I see anything from there?
Perception check, please.
Okay. That is a 16.
All right, you still don't. It's
Okay.
shadows.
So I'm just going to ready my hand axe of returning. I will throw it at the first hostile thing I see.
Okay. Varys.
I hop off Jaflash's shoulder because I imagine that he would not like the next thing. I turn into a bear. So I bear up, and I'm going to try to smell to see if I can get these guys.
All right.
So
on advantage. Take advantage on your perception.
cool. So that's 15 plus 6. So that would be 21. Would that smell, or should it?
You absolutely do. There's some smell here.
Okay, some
and
smell.
Here. And here. And it's a weird musky scent. I'll tell you because as a bear, this isn't your first rodeo. Bug rodeo.
Circus.
It's
his first
a really
circus.
powerful. You've knocked over anthills before. You've dabbled in honeybee hives and whatnot. You know what insects?
I was a
smell
level
like?
2 in the forest. I became a level 2 on the adventure.
Oh well, but
So I'm just now as Varys smashing my face and
There's some things, yes.
knocking
All
over
the splendid
anthills.
Insect life we've missed all this time.
You haven't eaten in a while.
Right, you haven't eaten a while. What it basically means, though, is that this doesn't smell like fleshy things. It smells like buggy things.
Okay.
Chitinous.
So I want to
Somebody's
I want to roar loud enough to try to get everybody's attention and like wave my paws and be like at those two buildings.
So are you going to stand up adorably on both hind legs?
Of course.
Oh, people pay money for that. Somewhere somebody's going.
Someone throws a unicycle out for me to ride.
Right.
So I now that I've done that, I want to run towards the middle one.
The middle one?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And I want to kind of. Are there doors on that one as well?
Yeah, you can get in basically.
Okay.
Weirdly, the Syrians weren't big on windows. It doesn't seem
Do you want me to move you?
Well, I have one more question.
Yes.
Do I smell it? Does it seem to be like? Can I smell above or below? I mean,
it seems like it's coming from
inside.
the bottom
Okay.
floor.
I want to go smash through that door and be inside.
All right.
What do I see?
In there, seeing you have dark vision, right?
I do. Bears. I believe actually. I have dark vision, but I think I might lose dark vision once I'm in here. But I can. I still got my nose.
I'll tell you what.
Dark nose.
Between your good smell and the fact that you kind of knew something was in there, you cast about really quickly, and you rolled really well on your perception check. You see actually what looks like a bipedal insect.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you could think about like a praying mantis or an ant, only with two sets of arms. Right? Two of the arms actually grasp a double-headed, some kind of a like staff, but with blades on the end of it, and then the other two arms actually have those little stars that you saw before at the ready. And the reason why it's really hard to see them is that you can see that its carapace is actually like modeled and changed in an almost chameleon-like way to blend into the background of the stone.
Can I attack it?
You absolutely can.
Okay. I rolled a 9 for a bite attack.
That is a miss.
Okay. And then I'm going to try to roll for a claw after I miss that invisible dude. That would be a 19.
That is a hit.
Cool. So
you actually press in on this one.
I press in, miss the first bite, claws coming in from the lower left, and I do... I'm going to re-roll that one, because I have Savage Attacker, so I can re-roll a damage once a turn. So I'm gonna do that. I got the same thing. So, and then so that would be 13 damage.
All right, wow, that's a lot of damage.
Cool.
All right.
Teach you to throw a little spear
Yeah.
starry things into me.
When you strike it, you actually cut a furrow through its carapace, and you see ichor kind of start to ooze out of its torso.
It's more visible now.
Idle.
Yeah, can I see what he's doing in here?
You can see that Varys the bear has definitely engaged something, and you hear like a crunching sound.
If I were to run up there, would I be able to see it and attack?
You'd have to actually look. I mean, you can see
Okay.
it's engaged with something, yes, but part of it is very difficult to see.
I will run in there.
Alrighty. Actually, Varys is engaged that way. You can see that one because it's
Okay.
actually full on combat, so
Okay.
it's moving and flailing about.
Cool.
Yeah.
I want to
just
stab
looks
it
like
with
a-
some daggers.
All right.
Let's see. Both of my daggers. This one is the +1 dagger. So that's a 15 and a 20.
Both hit.
Yay!
Woo.
And because I am adjacent, or because he is adjacent, also I get sneak attack damage.
Oh no!
So that's 13 damage total.
All right. It is very broken up, and I mean literally, its carapace is like crunched. It's oozing, but it is still ambulatory. Now then,
It's emotionally distraught.
see.
Very broken up.
All right. From here, you had readied actions, right?
Yep.
All right. You see one of the same creatures I just described charge toward you, and as soon as it clears this area, it launches itself up into the air. So, if you had a ready to attack,
So I had a ready
please do so.
throw. Yeah.
Mhm.
That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
I'm gonna. Oh, it's not that one. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use goading attack. So that is a total of 16 damage,
Okay, 16 damage.
and I scream, "Where do you think you're going?" So it makes a wisdom save.
Okay, now quick question: does it need to speak your language in order to do that?
No, I add the language as flavor, but it's
Okay,
just the attack.
it's actually just like a compulsory kind of like.
the way I hit him makes him want to hit me back, which I feel like that should go without saying.
Pretty universal.
right. Okay, I'm sorry. What was the save?
Wisdom save DC 13.
Okay, it fails.
So it has disadvantage if it attacks anyone other than me.
all right. Fortunately, it had you in its sights all along.
That's right.
So, all right. What happens is it actually bounds up and it actually jumps 30 feet and 15 feet high.
Frogs attack too.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Close
yes,
enough
please.
for me to take a big swipe because I had my
Yeah, absolutely.
longsword ready.
Absolutely.
So if, as soon as he comes out,
Yeah.
I'm slashing at him as well.
Absolutely. You see it like going airborne as your great sword.
So I got a 15
That hits.
for 13 damage.
That is great. As it actually it bounds and it leaps up in the air, you attack it and strike true. Your greatsword sweeps out and severs one of its four arms just completely, and you see it clatter to the ground, still holding one of its stars. But it leaps up into the air and spins around and like throws two down at Diedrich.
Sounds good.
Oh, that's cocked, and I mean that sincerely. Oh, and it was even worse than what it would have been. Sorry about that, guys. 9 hit? No, of course not. And then a 13 doesn't either. All right, so because it's traumatized by the fact that you had pulled one of its arms off and it's harried, as it's vaulting through the air and landing somewhere around here, it throws down and they just shatter against your own tough hide. And then in addition, you actually see one alight down next to you, Diedrich, with the double staff. This is Diedrich, right?
That's
I'm the good one.
Sorry. Well, then it's Frank, because it was the closest person. And it also strikes. Woof! And it actually cracks and shatters against you one of the heads of its Skithka, because I rolled a critical fail, and we're doing that now. So it actually like spins around, it's like, and actually shatters. Maybe obsidian, maybe not. Dragon glass sucks in reality. And so shatters, and it kind of like steps back, and then like bounds away, like actually jumps back up into a window.
These guys are a joke.
These guys are a joke. The one that is actually being hemmed in by both of you throws one of its little chakra things.
I'm close enough. It could just stab me.
It's going to throw one of the things and strike you with its githka.
Did you just call it a chakra?
Well, it's a chachka.
Oh, okay.
And that's in the mortal tongue. The insects call it a
It's Yiddish for
small thing.
Does a 19 hit you? I don't...
Yes, it does.
All right. Then, very slowly but surely, 4 points of damage.
Okie
And a
dokie.
DC 10 con save.
Oh yeah, poison.
That's okay. So that's a 12.
All right, got it. And then 9 definitely doesn't hit you, Vera. So it sweeps out, embeds you, and then, well, you know, these things.
I'm a giant bear.
You can barely see.
You flash.
Love
Right
it.
next to you, alighting next to you, is one of these creatures as well. And with 2 hands, it's swinging this two-handed polearm at you.
Sounds great.
Does a 17 hit?
It does not.
All right, neither does.
Or I lift up my shield.
Yeah, so basically same thing. Like you lift up your shield, your facial expression just boom, shrugs off. All right, yeah, a glancing, winking blow.
Yeah.
So you just like push it away easily, and that's them. So back at the top of the order. Front. Oh, sorry. Wow, that's because I wanted to make sure that we're gonna have enough time for everything today.
7:30.
It's only 7:30.
Can you believe that? I honestly, I thought we were gonna go fast. Silly DM. Frank,
All
I'm
right,
excited
so-
though. This is like fun.
So in the middle of the courtyard now is the
Where,
one we
where
fucked
are
up.
they?
Yeah.
One of them flew back up to the rooftop and is out of sight
Yes.
now, and I can't engage with him.
Actually, let's just do this. This one goes like this. This damaged one is like that.
I've got one that just.
This one had hopped up back somewhere in this vicinity. Oh, and then there's another one you don't necessarily know.
Well, you one swung at me.
He
yeah,
smelled
that's
things
perfect.
in
And
those
he
other
smelled-
buildings.
And I smell, one of the other buildings.
Yes. Somewhere to be determined.
Okay. In that case, I am going to.
Yeah, good call.
I'm just gonna turn around and charge at the one that has been attacking us, and just try and thrust my blade right into its thorax.
All right.
Alex, well spoken from a scientific standpoint.
It's a 21,
That totally hits.
You thoraxed him with your
and
axe.
that's a
Okay.
10 points of damage.
Less
10
literally
points
mature
of
now.
damage. You give it a mighty blow, cracks the front chest plate of it, and it seems like it absorbed a lot of damage, but it is still functional, strangely, even without an arm, next up, Jaflash.
Yeah.
Initiative is my least favorite thing as a DM. Because I'm always like, you have like an Alexa or something. It's like, next up is Jaflash.
That's why I like
before
heroic
I should
initiative.
take some of that load off of you and
Oh yeah, have someone else be it. Yeah.
Because I always like, and then it's like, I don't know. Does it make me a weak
We
DM?
could do the thing where we have like a pole or a sign and we put all our
It's
names
just
on like
visible to everyone.
clothespins so that
That
you
would
can
work
just see
too.
visually.
Yeah, that would work too. Because oftentimes, people are like, oh, but you need to know when the monsters are coming next in the order. Fine, but after a couple of turns, you know, right? All right, Flash.
can have a
So those
monster
guys
clip.
seem like they've got him covered. These guys are doing fine.
They seem like they're doing really fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shield up, guard the mook,
All right.
back away, start moving towards. Start moving this way.
All right. And you know this one is still,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
harassing you. So, in the process of moving, are you disengaging, which you can do, and you can also do a dodge action. So you can disengage from it to be safe, and dodge, so that gives this creature disadvantage against you.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good Jaflash move
I'm
because
just flashing.
yeah, really. All right, next up,
we have Diedrich.
All right.
Mostly, I want to make sure nothing happens to him.
yes, and he appreciates that
I'm sure he does.
mightily.
How far away
Watch
is
out, he says.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Bug?
Close enough for you to strike at it.
Just melee?
Hmm?
Okay, yeah. So I'll swing with both my weapons, both my axes.
So that's a 12 and a 22 to hit.
All right, 22 hits.
So it'll just be 9 damage.
All right. You've never killed a bug before, Dietrich. You want to walk us through that death animation?
I've killed lots of bugs, so I feel like...
yeah. Have you?
So
just
Oh,
60
just
miles,
in
60
general.
miles
Oh,
an hour, windshield.
Oh, with magnifying glasses.
Right, yeah, I reflect the sun off
Right.
my axe. No.
Not again.
So
it
the
squeaks.
first attack that missed, that was just a feint. So I threw my returning axe past it to make it look,
Oh, nice.
and then hit it in the neck.
Oh,
bring
you
it
never
down.
see the non-magical axe coming.
Yeah.
All right. You strike it, it dies. In a
I
way that
upped
I
my
can't even
charisma
actually
to
do.
20.
My human lyrics. Next.
Varys?
All right, Varys. Oh, and then Idol's up.
Cool. I'm gonna go after my Teenage Mutant Ninja Bug,
Yes, I love it.
and so I'm going to swipe. Or actually, I'm gonna bite first. Does 15 hit?
It does.
Cool. So that would be a 8. And then I'm going to re-roll that one because that was a 2.
That's
and then
great.
The
That's
7,
great power.
8.
All right,
6.
8. You crush
So
it.
that's 12.
You actually crush its necks right up by its thorax. It squeals or something.
Can I talk about how I killed the bug?
Oh yeah, please.
That would be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to crush its
Yeah,
neck in my
that's what I
jaws because I'm coming with the bite. And now it's kind of like a small dog with one of those chew toys and just ripping my head back.
Ragdoll,
And I'm trying to throw it back out the door. So I want the body to go out into the group to try to intimidate the other bugs.
The other bugs.
Yeah.
All right. You all see pieces of an insectoid warrior fly out piecemeal.
And then
Idle.
could I stroll out after that?
You attacked. You haven't moved yet, so yes.
Then I stroll outside to try to...
With a mighty
There.
move.
Marv.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this good?
Yeah, I want to be somewhere so if a mook is attacked, I can...
Excellent.
Central.
Do I have line of sight to this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to shoot it.
Oh, this is how. Yeah, this is. You're also a great sneak attack.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
true.
Just,
Right?
I'll just hang out next to the bad guy.
Yeah.
Ooh. So that's a 12.
That does not hit.
Yep.
They're pretty dexterous, so it sees the missile coming and just twitches and it
That's
flies
fine.
past.
I'll use my move to just get out here.
All right. I also wish I had said there was glass windows because it would have been really cool for a bug warrior.
Oh, man.
But instead, it just goes. Oh, it just goes.
Retroactively.
Oh yeah, right.
Now there's
there
glass.
is one window, and it breaks it, and it throws a chachka at the both of you.
There's no way that's right.
What is CHATCHKA?
Chachka.
Chachka.
Okay.
Well, you know they're insectoid. Who knows how it goes? In any case, 18 Frunk.
That hits.
All right, and then a 13 does not probably hit.
Yeah. I'm not even trying to dodge these anymore.
I know, actually, it seems comical. 3 points of damage. And once again, if it's worth even talking about, con save, please. Oh, really?
That's a 10.
You make it. I'll tell you what, these Tri-Cream, pretty feeble poison. Back to the drawing board with your poisons, gang. So it lands, it just alights very, very, quickly and gracefully on the ground. This one
That's
is
the dismembered
dead.
pile.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do...
sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just going to do this so I know.
Maybe make it a 1.
This one rushes out
Ah,
to you, Idol.
yay.
It's going to strike twice. A 13 doesn't hit and a 12 doesn't hit.
Correct.
And then it jumps here. And then this one, actually. Jaflash, you seem like it honors Carapace, and you seem like the most Carapist.
Sounds great.
It likes the whole, I see what you've done there with the shield and everything. 1 miss and 1 crit, unfortunately.
Did that have disadvantage because he was dodging?
Oh, yes, good call. Actually, so you know what? So it had, okay.
Right? These guys are going to rules lawyer for me.
No, I was just thinking because it attacked twice. I rolled a crit and an 8. So I'm just going to re-roll. That's what I'm going to do. I'm sure 24 hits.
It does.
Even at disadvantage. And then again. Okay, and those both hit. So, in fairness, though, that was a good call out.
Wait, I made it
No,
worse.
no, you know what? I don't know. you did, because that was the one was a crit.
Oh, sir, don't crit.
I actually think this is for the best. 13 points of damage total,
Sounds good.
but no poison. So you see this like double-bladed polearm basically just tag you twice, where your shield wasn't at the exact right moment, and then it doesn't move. It stands its ground with its mandibles. It like issues some kind of weird insectoid challenge.
Yeah.
Frunk, who's next? Frunk is next. Actually, Frunk is next.
Yeah.
Frunk.
Frunk, who's next?
Comma.
Yes. We just have
Fun
to
with
get
grammar.
the emphasis right. Okay. So where's Junior? Junior.
Oh my god!
If he's within empathy range, then I'd like to have him come stomping this. I want to get his attention and come connect with me. Just walk this way and sort of get the bug's attention so that I can run up. And they have wings. Is that how they fly?
No, they just jump. They're just like crickets.
They got really
They
good
got wings.
quads.
Yeah,
They go
just
to
have
leg day a lot.
So what's interesting really quickly about Statue Friend is I will assume, if you want, that it's always around you in empathic range, because we talked about it being near field.
Yeah, that's
empathy.
what I would.
So basically,
Right,
right?
yeah.
So it's just kind of it'll be around you, which is within 10 feet ish. Now that might someday come. Also,
Sure.
It
hinder.
could be
Sure,
odd. There are
sure.
moments in life where that
It could be awkward. It could be
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah.
Like if you have to do a poop for mushroom people, but
Yep.
other than that, yes.
All right. Well, what I want to do is try and debilitate their crazy mobility. So I'm going to come in and just swing as hard as I can at the legs. Then, if that's where the jumping is coming from, then I'm going to try and hack his legs to pieces and stop the
Sure.
escape mechanism.
Roll a disadvantage for this because it's a ball shot, right? But if you hit, I will make some magical roll.
That's an 18,
That would hit.
23.
Both of those would hit. So you strike its legs. So go ahead and do some damage.
So that's 13 points of damage.
All right, you actually are successful in it looks like crushing part of it so that it won't be able to jump quite as well. That was 13 points of damage.
No more leg day for that guy.
Yeah.
That's all he worked on.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well done.
Jaflash.
Jaflash, and then Diedrich, you're after that. So Jaflash, we have a rapidly transpiring battle here that seems okay.
Yeah, it seems fine. You guys are doing great.
You're doing great. Standard Jaflash dodge. I
Yeah,
assume?
yeah, we're just avoiding and making
It's-
sure that my friends aren't taking any damage.
All right. I'm learning lessons about how effective this party is.
Yeah.
Start dialing up some CR here. All right, cool. So then, Diedrich.
Yeah, charging
Where's
in to continue the damage that Frunk started.
This one seems like it's in distress. It does not seem nearly as
he's
mobile.
going nowhere.
Nowhere.
So that's a 14 and a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
All right, so that'll just be 8 damage.
All right. Nice crack.
Yep.
To an already wounded creature, but it's still quite ambulatory. Next up is
Varys.
Varys. And then
Am I in a safe enough spot where I can go attack that number 3 right there without number 5 being?
where are you at?
He's the D4.
Yeah, I'm the D4.
You're this D4.
Yeah.
Can
I
Yeah, you can
move
probably. Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
You want to close like that?
Yeah, and I will do my standard bear fare. And
Right.
so does a 17 bite hit?
Absolutely.
Cool. And we will do the damage on that. That's a 7, so that would be 11. So I'll take 11 damage for that bite, and I'm going to do double claw attack. And that is a 16 hit.
It does.
Cool. I'll do the. I'm going to reroll that one. Great. I'm perfect at doing that. Dang it.
Oh,
wow.
So that's 7 total damage.
7 total damage.
Yeah.
Right.
Should have rerolled that one.
I know it's
Roll
tough
2
sometimes.
twice.
Well, you know what? You try to get a grab on its carapace, and it just sort of is able to twist away a little bit at the last minute.
I got my jaws in, but not my claws in.
Idle.
Yes. I would like to shoot at this one. Well, I'll shoot at that one,
Yeah,
number 3.
actually, it's engaged. Absolutely.
Pulling for you.
Nat 20!
nice.
Oh!
Ooh, tell us how it
Nat 20.
goes.
All right.
Well, let's see. So I roll double dice and then also sneak attack because you are adjacent to it. So
Sneak attack also gets doubled.
it does?
Yeah, it's all dice associated with the damage.
Holy shit. Okay. So let's see. So just the attack, we have 13, and then the sneak attack damage. I don't have enough d6s for this. Can I
I
borrow?
got so many.
I only need only one. Oh, okay, calm down.
Things get serious when we don't have enough dice.
Double that sneak attack damage. Oh my god.
No!
That's awful!
3 1s and a 2, is that
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that's
Three
what it
ones and
is.
That's a crit sneak attack for 5 damage.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a movie that Hugh Grant starred in.
Well, it's
That was the critical miss of critical hits.
Oh boy.
The arrow went exactly where you wanted it to go. You just picked a horrible spot.
I don't know enough. I need to learn more about bugs.
That's probably fair, right?
so we on
Yeah.
crits, so we have a roleplay moment, right? So do you want to roleplay how
I
that
mean-
went down?
Just line up just the perfect shot, the most elegant. It's so on point. I'm just fucking in the zone, and then like I hiccup.
Kind of like an egg can be crushed from anywhere, but perfectly not that way.
right.
Yeah, you just hit it perfectly. Where it's like,
Okay, but it was still
But it was
in total. So it was 13 was the attack plus
yeah.
Plus 5.
5. So that's it's still 18 damage.
Yeah,
Still
so
pretty good.
all
With an
joking
arrow.
aside,
That's
ladies
still
and gentlemen,
okay.
that actually really does. Like, it sticks in. It's not nothing, right? But it is still up as well. As sometimes happens. Oh,
Their
here
turn.
we go. All right. Let me take a moment,
Has
party.
anybody else taken any damage?
I have, yeah.
Always from.
I've taken a little, not much.
Interesting. All right, you know what? They're just gonna throw down. Mostly because I think if they jump, would you get if they leap?
You tell us.
Well, that's what's really interesting
You
because
got
it's
the screen over there
well,
with all the
well
stuff
here's
on
what's
the other
weird.
side.
It's not necessarily a disengage if they just like standing still, just jump. Actually, you know what? Teleport doesn't
Teleport doesn't
provoke.
trigger.
Which that
Right,
makes
and so
sense,
I'm
yeah.
going to rule that this doesn't as well
Okay.
because they actually just like bugs just disappear.
Faster than we can react.
Yeah, faster than we react. So first off, they are going to take their 2 attacks. Diedrich, over here, this one is going to try vaingloriously to hit you. Does a 19 hit?
It does.
All right.
Even with Shield of Faith.
5 points of damage, please.
Okay. It's only 16.
5 points, and then also
I don't wear a
con
shield.
DC 10.
Okay.
Although, the poison...
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Did you finally...
9. Yeah.
All right, so finally, one of the Chatka
Yeah.
strikes, and it seems to seep into you, but the follow-up strike with its polearm misses.
Okay.
So that's good. So poisoned, you're in the poison, you know what that is.
It's the poison state.
Yeah, poison state. So basically you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks,
Okay.
which isn't quite that
That's
bad.
not great.
Varus. And then it does the thing I said where it hops up
With
into a
his
mid.
busted ass
I didn't
leg.
crush its legs.
Oh gosh, you're right.
That guy tries to jump. He's like, oh, damn.
Yeah, you're totally right. So basically, it just ends up.
So would
There.
that mean that he rolled gently, or
It
is
means that it tries to hop with all its force, and
Still
it's just basically
disengages.
it's like
Cool.
it doesn't get the structural ping, and so it's
Cool.
just like, which isn't probably what it actually wanted to do. And then Varus, it's actually going to go 2 strikes on you,
Okay.
17 and a 14.
Both hit?
Oh,
I am a very big bear.
right, yeah, that's fair.
It's another self
12.
I'm a big bear.
12 points of damage.
12 points.
2 big, I assume, meaty thumps with this, in fairness, razor sharp Githka. Back over to, gosh, it didn't have any luck with you. And you've been lighting it up. So it hops to here. And it is like a little sand mite, just over, and it's going to strike twice at you, Idle. Actually, I'm sure they both hit. That would be a 23 and a 21.
Yeah.
All right. They are... yeah. But no poison, at least. 50, 17 points of damage.
That's quite a bit.
Can I rebuke that violence? I would like to
Rebuke it.
You could rebuke the violence, yeah.
I'd like to rebuke the
You
violence.
could make it rethink its insectoid life.
I think that's probably where I'm going to be. You can use your channel divinity, so I'll knock that off to rebuke those who use violence. Immediately after an attacker within 30 feet of you deals damage with an attack against a creature other than you, you can use your react, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm?
Wisdom saving throw.
Of course, the 14.
Nope.
All right.
So he
it-
takes the full brunt of
the
whatever
full
he just
brunt,
did.
and Idle does not,
Specifically
right?
note because you raised your charisma
Yeah,
level.
Yeah.
specifically
Yes.
note because my spell save got +1 because I have a 20 charisma.
All right.
You made a really convincing argument to this bug that he just made a bad
So
choice.
it feels like a flicker of
So shiny.
self-reflection, perhaps, before light explodes out of all the different joints of it. It takes a ton of damage, still up, because this one was actually relatively undamaged.
There you go.
But great, and Idle, you don't take that damage.
Wait, what?
Wait,
I think
oh, she does?
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
does that.
Oh, okay, still a
takes
cool
the
ability.
damage.
Still
Yeah.
a cool ability.
Still very cool.
Yeah, still very cool. That's yes, but okay. So that was a big. So it did strike, and then it felt
Yep.
the error of its ways. Frunk
All right, so I am going to.
hobbled, pretty messed up. Well, actually, they're all pretty messed
They're
up.
all pretty messed up.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start walking towards this hobble guy that tried to leap away, and in my silent, wonderful, empathetic communication with Junior, I'm gonna basically, as I'm walking forward, step up and have him scoop his arms up underneath and lift me up into the air as I ready an attack. And I come down on this guy and say, "Hey, bug, you're grounded." It's a 16 hit, I hope.
Yes.
After all
I
that
would-
would have been-
I'd tell you-
better fucking
I would just say, like,
I'd
of course
give
it is.
you-
It's your birthday, and
I
it's
would
not-
give you-
but that
I'd give
totally
you my
hits, doesn't
inspiration.
matter. Yeah, but it totally hits.
13
totally hits.
damage.
Okay, 13 damage destroys that bug. Now, do you want to do another this is death bug animation?
This is me dropping from 20 feet in the air to just split him completely in half. What?
I just realized something. At Monolith Productions, we believe in squashing bugs.
Hey.
Like in software, it's a pun.
What? For sure. That would have met with your approval. Anyways, you really squashed that bug.
Everyone thank your QA teams right now.
Exactly. Go give your favorite QA person a hug if they're okay with that.
Yeah, you just totally
first ask.
Yeah, that's first.
And also, you're still statue friend. I'm really liking that pairing.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. All right, who's next, Frank?
All right, Jaflash is up again.
Jaflash, beat that, Jaflash.
I'm not gonna. I don't beat things. I hug things.
Right.
No. We're gonna, yeah. We're just
Okay.
gonna move. Keep moving out of the way.
All right then, Diedrich.
All right. So I realize that I'm poisoned. I'm hobbled in this fight. It's
Yes.
hard for Diedrich to admit, but he's going to be a better facilitator than individual contributor here. This is a character building moment. As I turn in my poisoned state, I call out to Barris, and I say, "Knife ear! Go for his legs!" And I use my commander strike to give you an attack on my turn.
Shit.
Oh,
No.
And if you hit, you get to add my superiority damage to it.
Oh, and admit his superiority, I think, is also.
You know, size matters in this case. So, does that mean I get to do both my attacks?
It's one attack.
One attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the highest potential damage one would be the claw one. So
Yes.
I'm going to go for the claw one. That's an 8.
Stop.
Total?
It's the
No, that's
claw.
that's what I rolled. Yeah, total.
Yeah, that does not hit.
We'll try this again later!
We'll revisit this. It's up.
Our communication's not working, man.
Varys, guess what? You get another opportunity.
I
to
try
redeem
this
yourself.
again. Wait, actually,
You're up again.
Redemption.
if I used inspiration, that's not a time for inspiration, though.
It's an
Like,
attack roll.
Yeah, no, what I mean is, I think I could save inspiration for a better time.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, these things are routed.
Right. All right. So I growl, and then I rolled 19.
You too, buddy.
Yeah, that is.
Cool. So I'm going to start with the D8. Hit 8. That's 14. With
Tastes
the
like
bite.
honey.
Do they? That's
Yeah, they do.
delicious.
They do. Dead.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like to, like Pac-Man, eat him from top down. And I hope that it clearly intimidates the one behind me.
Perhaps. All right, Idol.
I'm gonna stab it.
Yeah, that one's gone.
That was good.
You are mono a tricreno.
Yes. Stabbing with my daggers.
Stop it.
It's my shield, dude. I have nothing but love for you, but the shield is super fucking dubious.
It's super meta.
Yeah.
It's just,
So I have a 17 and a 15.
both hit.
Yay.
It's my shield.
4.
Read those dice.
4 damage in total.
4 damage in total. All right. And that
like
is
6%
right creature. So you know what it does? It bugs out. That's what it does. It goes
Bugs out.
right because even though it's an insectoid, it has some sense of self-worth. We all should master that.
I mean, they definitely.
But more importantly, this battle is over. So essentially, it's like, yeah, it's you vanquish these foes. You can drive them into the ground. They're twitching little corpsey bodies. There's carapace. There's some pretty cool exotic weapons. I don't know if you've ever encountered these before, but yes, they are trick-green. And they're pretty neat.
I want to collect as many of those tchotchkes as I can.
Yeah, actually, there's
Chachkas. Put them
let's
on
actually
shelves at
say that you are
Give it
able
to
to,
your grandma.
between the 5 of them, 8 more. 8 more. It will take a little bit of practice, and they do glisten with a little bit of like secretion, some sticky little bit of something. But even after that's gone, still, you can throw those free tchotchkes. You put this in your house and call them tchotchke-tchotchkes. So, all right. I'm just.
No, we've made that
I'm
joke,
here
though.
for you.
Like, we've been there.
The battle is over, party. Well done.
Who needs some help?
I do.
Oh my god, yes. You.
How well did I do this
help.
time? I have to know.
I've been stabbed a few times.
In order to better serve you as dungeon master, please let me know.
I'm gonna use my last spell and cure some light wounds.
You're fine, right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
How much?
You did
Give me a taste.
you did 17 points of damage, which is a little bit more than half.
Okay. See, I need to know these things. This is constant.
I was 10 points down, which is a third of my health.
All right, Ferris.
It's bear self. I'm not at half yet. I'm still a bit above half. And then
Okay.
elf self.
So
So
1d8.
Elf is fine. Yeah.
Do you want to roll it?
I got hit for an eighth of my HP. I like the
1d8 plus 5.
Yeah, that's great. Right. Just to obfuscate.
Yeah.
I've got the information I want, just not in the hard and tangible. How about you, Idol? How was?
I was down to 6 out of a total of 27. Fuck
Oh.
math.
Yeah, fuck math. I mean,
I'm not
believe me.
giving you a percentage.
I don't
It
know.
was
That's
three-
fine.
it was
Well,
three
because it is good to know. I mean, like where that encounter ended out. It was allegedly deadly, which I've realized that when you're at full load, deadly is like you're doing.
Well,
okay.
it's because it burns our resources, right? So like we've
Let's
got to
bring
do,
them down.
we've got
The
to
next
do like
one's gonna
3
suck.
deadlies in a row.
Because I have no more spells.
Speaking of which, roll initiative. Now,
Weird. 5 bug creatures appear.
right. But of course, that's pacing because at this point you're thinking like, okay, like how fast it goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the rest of the night passes. I assume that you go back, try to get some rest. You've done some things, and the morning comes. You make it to the eastern wall just to kind of like move things along.
Was
This was
that a-
really the big resistance of Brisira, this last little hunting party.
Was that a long rest that you snuck
No.
in there, or we're just
Uh,
traveling through the night?
It'd be traveling through
Okay.
because you were pushing,
Yeah, that
pushing
was
through.
We all put it back.
Yeah. So this is Everybody's like, ah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, because you were traveling through the night. So, morning time, you actually do see the walls of the city, and you see the guardians atop it, and you see the actual gate that you remember coming through.
Are there
Not that long ago.
guards, city guards?
There are, in fact.
People of what is this place called again?
Dryport.
Oh, why would they name it that? People of Dryport! The Faceless have returned, unharmed, from the great Syrian ruins. Tell our tales of adventure.
All right.
Of Walkman.
Well, is it? Yeah, you're still. That's a thing.
Hopefully.
The gate spirals open, You see some of the guards come out. If you remember, they were in units of 3, and every third guard, had blindfolds on. These now actually, there's a I would say a regiment of them, but a group of them. And the blindfolded ones are actually coming out with their spears, and they're like,
Closer. Follow my voice.
well, no, actually, they quite specifically sort of like triangulate on idle. And then, of course, there's all the other guards that can see, and they're like, what is it? What have you bring? What are you bringing
Not
from out of the
bringing
ruins?
Anything that I didn't come here with? Well, no, that's not really
true.
true. Yeah, so I've got some useful items. I have some face spider venom. That's neat. Lets you see into the ethereal plane. Really
while
cool.
she's talking, I stand between his fucking
So
spear.
it's like, like a short spear.
Yeah,
Kind of like
I
this.
think
It's like
ranks
not
are closing.
true.
Yeah. So I have
The taint
this
of the Sirens is
golden.
strong.
Well, maybe it's this
I'll show
Cyrenist
you
mask.
Oh, that's a Syrinus mask. No.
Yes.
This person is actually like,
Okay.
there is a strong resonance of Siren.
Well, sure, but I literally don't have anything else that I didn't have with me when I was in Dryport before, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Push not the searcher.
Question.
You
Is,
see, like,
is he the
some
leader?
dudes.
See the-
Nope.
He's actually just a
Cool.
blindfolded.
I try to cast Charm Person on him.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So, does 8 work?
I don't think you
No,
rolled.
No, you don't do
rolled.
that.
Oh,
Tell me what
he
the
does.
saving.
Oh, sorry.
Tell me- no, that's okay.
That'd be 14 for him.
Alright. What do you say?
I go, hey, bro, how you doing? You can trust us, right, man? Idol is super cool. She showed you the mask. It's definitely the mask. I mean, come on. We've had a great times together. We can wear masks together. I can wear a mask now and be blindfolded too. So I grab the mask, I put it like just
I
over my
love you,
eyes.
man.
And we try to high five, but we miss because we're both blinded.
I'm blinded. It's just something weird. It's very uncanny. Like, even though it seems like they can't see, maybe they can, but it was an uncanny high five. It's a perfect. But
You're the
he
best
seems
at
he
that.
seems willing to believe you.
That's odd. You're the best. Best
All right.
buds.
The other blindfolded.
Oh, shit.
It's like, but what is it? What do you have? What are you bringing back?
I told you, I don't have anything that I didn't leave your city with, except for the stuff that I mentioned.
You probably detect the aura of victory upon her.
It smells strong.
You hear from behind you. Ah, my friends, it is never not true that the Seerless can actually see everything. But more importantly, my friends, they can hear clink, clink, clink. You hear from behind you a clinking sound. The sound of more than siren, pish posh, but coin. And actually places it into the blind person's hand, and the blind person is like, shh, shh, shh. Now that is a sound that I understand very well. And you actually see some of the other blindfolded guards like lower their spears. Some of the sighted guards kind of like, they may be not super cool with this particular transaction, but clearly the blindfolded guards carry rank. And Amok says, have you seen everything that you need to see, my friends? Will you let us pass? And the guard is like, Amok swore. Yes, I will let you pass, Trash Master.
Trash master.
Relic Waster.
Relic waster.
Vagabond of the abandoned quarter.
Be nice, he's part of our crew.
He's a
Whatever he
faceless.
found is as useless as he has been.
Listen,
Like spins his little spear arrogantly and then walks away.
Bye, friend.
And then Milk says, you can get more done when you travel beneath people's notice. Yes.
yeah,
Also,
weird.
also, in like an hour, he's going to realize I charmed him.
Yeah,
So,
Right.
yeah, he is.
Actually, the blindfolded guard stops, looks back and goes, we're still on for dinner, right?
tomorrow.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, see ya. Pat's back.
Okay, cool. Guess we gotta leave the city in under an hour.
Right, or maybe not.
I mean, he doesn't know what you look
You
like.
know, like, yeah, never seen anything.
Are you sure?
Seemed like that could have been a little bit more dicey thing. Emma actually has some ways through the gates, and yeah, seems like those were specifically meant to make sure people don't bring back Syrian artifacts of mass destruction.
Or bring in. They didn't really care going in with the
They
orcs.
don't care about you going out because in all likelihood you'll die, right? But coming back, when you stink like Siren, that's a problem.
Yeah, and it might not have been so noticeable when we left here.
Oh, I'm sure it
Would
was.
activate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're...
I also have the components of some other very powerful techno magic.
Field strip.
You know,
Walkman.
that's a really interesting thing. Gosh.
They come back.
Man, that could be a total rabbit hole. Statue friend just sort of...
Oh, shit.
That chunk.
That's gonna be hard to pass off.
Put a hat on him.
We need to put a sombrero.
Just
Like,
a trench
who's this
coat.
guy?
I'll get up in there with the trench coat on.
Just cover him in clothes.
How are you gonna do that? Oh
Wait.
no! It's like a 7 foot tall thing, humanoid made of like solid stone. Who's that guy?
Don't mention his skin condition. It turns gray.
Really
He's
bad.
got Goliathus.
It makes him mute too.
What would you? Okay, so we just have to retcon a little bit. Pitch me on it. How do you get Statue Friend through the gate?
I've got it.
coat.
We put clothes on him, and then I use minor illusion to give him a human-looking face.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that
Okay.
for $1. Okay, so how?
And I'm gonna persuade them.
You have disguise. Disguise
What?
check.
Oh, you have disguise
You have disguise.
I do not have a disguise kit, however. I just have clothes, but I think that was the idea. Is that we just put people's spare clothes on him, and then I use magic to
I
make
have
the
a
face.
disguise kit.
Oh,
Perfect.
this is gonna be great. Disguise a 7 foot tall statue.
It's fine.
Yeah.
That's
What could go wrong?
It's just very tall friend. Needs to eat a little more. Very solid.
Junior.
Right, Junior. All right.
Don't let his name
Disguise?
fool you. He's in real life very big.
Oh, you can help. You can aid this.
I will aid.
So you have
What
advantage.
check?
This is a super hand wave here. But the point is, I like Statue Friend.
Yeah.
And it seems fun.
I'm ready to persuade anyone who doesn't actually
Well,
believe
see, so
this.
why don't you jump in too? I mean, you
Yeah.
can totally. Here's the thing. This is like border guards and eights. Like,
Yeah, we're persuading.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
So
persuading.
It's
So go ahead.
a tool, so it's whatever stat Mark picks at the moment you're doing it.
Yeah.
So usually for disguise kits, it's intelligence or something.
that'd be great.
Okay.
Whatever your best roll is, by all means.
So that would, if it's just intelligence, then it would be a 16.
I'm assisting you, so you get advantage.
16 again.
Well,
All right.
Do you feel inspired?
How much total was it?
16.
Oh, hey! All right. Inexplicably, against all odds, somehow, Statue Friend walks through the border guards who are there sniffing out Siren artifacts. It just walks. I think that's so funny. Like, Gesundheit. So that's great. This willowy statue friend does make it through, and maybe deep down you all lose a little respect for the border guards. For the guards.
It's not that deep.
It's not
Yeah, it's surface level walls of respect.
I mean, maybe if they didn't cover their eyes all the time, they would have seen the
Seriously.
giant statue.
Oh,
This town is doomed.
Drive forward.
All right.
Maybe
Well,
there's something about his empathetic vibes that
Yeah.
attunes a little bit more to those folks, and they're
Exactly.
not as suspicious because he just seems natural.
because he's natural. He's very
Everybody
natural.
likes
normal.
someone who seems interested in them.
He's a statue about town.
Yeah.
All right. Statue wise.
So is he an actual visual statue? Because this whole time I've just been thinking he's semi-ethereal.
No. So he was
he's an
in the
actual
ethereal
stone
courtyard.
fucking statue.
Yes. Imagine a 7 foot tall, very thin, because it's stylized. It's like art, right? It's like modern art, we would call it, but
It's like
so
a
it's really long.
Giacometti.
Yeah, and it's like right. And so what it was meant to do, it and its fellows was meant to actually people would come in, they would dine, they would talk, and these things would just react to the emotions that were prevalent in the courtyard. It was a really neat little Syrian space to hang out,
until
right?
people got mad at each
And
other
then-
and had fights.
Spirits disappeared. These empathic statues were just kind of there. Some, ethereal roilings go on, and then one day, lo and behold, you come with real emotions again, and so they sort of like drift towards you, and they start pantomiming the things they feel. And Frank did the game of chicken with one, and it's sort of like empathically bonded a little bit, and it's been following him around. And who knows where
And then
this...
we just dressed it up.
And then we just dressed it up, and that's the big...
And gave it a name.
Does he have a
Like
name?
hand-waving.
Junior.
Do they?
Junior.
They
We
have a
named.
name.
We named it. I named it. Frank named
I
it.
named it.
And so there you go. And so then you just walked through the Syrian gates of customs. It's like anything to declare. All right, so
That, he might have something.
who
The
might?
statue.
I know. I think it
Declare.
does. I'm not human. Do you have anything to declare?
It's okay, buddy.
I'm
we all
a
have.
thing.
What a slapper. What a joker.
That's a Syrian thing. So it is probably say later afternoon from your night's rest. Amok says that he's going to go to his apartments and gather things. He's very excited about this, so he's like, "Please, where do you want to meet me, my friends?"
Back at
Box.
the
Oh no! Do we want to go?
Let's go to the inn.
rope bar.
Rope bar. Rope bar, take a nap.
Yeah.
The weave. Yeah, that's a great spot to nod off, I hear. So yes, that would be really cool. So you go back to the weave district, to the Drought of Spirits.
Take a nice long rest.
Are
while we're
there any supplies that we
So-
need to get?
Yes.
We're gonna
Even
need to
though I
provision
don't.
this ship.
Yeah. Well, so a couple of things. First thing is, depending on what you want to do, as we start to the trip to Vandia is going to be against prevailing winds, and you know that the current generally opposes that way. You made really great time going to Dryport. In fact, you did it in just about 3.5 days. Going back, even if you hug the coast and then cut over, Vandia itself is about 120 miles offshore. So it's going to be about a 12-day journey. You can try to lay in for supplies on the way, but it was word that you would still have 3 days to spare. It just depends.
To prepare the ship, because we told him to wait a week.
7
Yeah.
days, yeah.
And I want to make sure I remember the people we left on the ship. It was Captain Krumach. He had one surviving pirate from his ship.
No, he was by himself.
There was no survivors
No,
from the
Captain
ship.
Cormac was by himself.
And then there was Christine and Joe.
Treacherous Christine, or allegedly, and Cousin Joe.
Loyal Christine.
Loyal Christine.
Honorable Christine.
Loyal Christine.
Christine
Steadfast
who we
Cousin
must
Joe.
protect.
Christine the Killer.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I go immediately to whatever the closest room is and start obsessing over my project.
Alright, starting to a project. Certainly you could eat some food and all joking aside, the Weave's got Drought of Spirits has wonderful food. And nice libations.
This
It's
would be
not just a hookah bar.
This would be a short rest at least, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I take
Is there anything else you want to do with the Drought of Spirits?
Could I take a long rest? Could I just
It'd be up to the party because you would need basically to spend the night.
Gotcha.
So 8 hours basically.
Yeah. Well, that's a 4-hour one because of
Can
the
you do a long rest in 4 hours?
wood elf shift.
Or is it just a daily?
I'm not sure that it only. I mean, you only sleep for 4
Yeah,
hours,
the
but I
long
think a
rest.
long rest is
Oh.
always
Yeah.
8 hours.
Because it's more like meditation,
Gotcha.
studying stuff, things like that.
Oh, okay. that
However,
works.
before we all pack up, at the Drought of Spirits, when you're celebrating, at some point, you're at the bar. Who all is actually inside the bar ambulatory?
I would be there, and I would be trying to talk up our exploits, specifically to try to see if I can bring some local workers in, make contacts with people who might want to work for us for a day to help us load up the ship.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you find a lot of traction with that. A lot of people actually are willing to find the work. Spread the word. It's very cool. While you are doing that, Diedrich, and Idle, you are actually just hanging out with, say, the
Oh
bar.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah, we're
hanging out
just-
at the
we're
bar,
eating.
enjoying
We're
some rope.
I'm not roping.
Yeah,
You're not
I will
really-
not partake of that.
That's totally cool. Nobody's making anybody
No,
threat.
I'm not
It's
gonna
up to
harsh
you.
it. But
It's your choice, man. It's your body.
Off of your
It is.
shoulder idol, literally just sidling up, you hear someone say, "You walked through quite a storm, didn't you, girl?" And it's a woman's voice. And you see suddenly, like, somehow it ghosted through the bar, a woman with long, curly, raven black hair. She has a scarf tied of, like, crimson, but then the rest of her clothes are actually dark.
Okay.
And you just see, like, her hair spilling out of her cloak at this point, although it seems like she has fine features. And she says, "So what did you find in there, Idris? In all that hurly-burly Siren business?" And she kind of turns towards you, and you see she's very striking. And she's got a glass of wine in her hand, which she seems to have been drinking. She's just like, "So, what did you find in there?"
Well, who's asking?
"Friends from the Rune Academy."
Oh, yeah, those friends. That's nice. Do you want to sit down and have some rope?
"I'd love to."
I don't know what this stuff is, but it sure calms the nerves. And I feel like you might want that.
"Let's sit down."
Yeah.
She walks over to the table with you, sits down.
It's on me, whenever you want.
We've got money. So, people that are paid to know things, they say that there was a lot of fluctuation out there, and then suddenly what? You walked in, you went somewhere. What did you bring back?
I didn't bring back anything that I didn't walk out there with.
I don't believe that.
No? Well,
Just like you didn't walk out of the academy with something?
I didn't walk out of the academy. No.
Well,
Are you at a table with us, or did you guys go to a different table?
No
see,
way I'm
Idle's
at a
just
table with you
talking.
guys.
If you look, and you can decide what you want to do about this, Idle is talking to somebody you recognize. It's Natasha.
Oh, it's the crazy creepy lady.
From the
Yeah,
Rune
I
Academy.
thought that might be who it was.
Oh my gosh! Make eye contact and don't
she's,
break.
I mean, she's,
Do I remember
she's
her name?
basically- yeah, you would.
Natasha!
All right. She kind of like glances
you
over,
met?
gives you a little half smile, and then looks back at you and says, "Idle, don't be stupid. Did you see what was out there? Did you see what they did to their world? Why the fuck would you ever want to do that? Do you want that to be the rest of the Vilt? Because that's what'll happen.
What? Because I can do it better.
The Sirens fucking broke this world. They fucking broke it. And
Sure,
now you're
whatever.
gonna try.
They made a mistake. I'm not gonna make a mistake.
I'm sure that's just what many of them thought as well.
Do you So what is this? So are you here to take me in, or are you just here to give me a friendly warning about my future? What's going on here?
Oh no, girl, you're not my problem anymore. No, you have entered the final measure of this song. You are going to deal with Coda from now on. And I'm done. I just wanted to see the great Idris Meldrew one last time before I go back home.
Okay,
Good luck. You're gonna need
Thanks.
it for what's coming
I
next.
think. Thanks for the heads up.
Um,
Tell your buddies they should check on some of the artifacts in that museum. Just give them an extra good close look.
I don't head up security, but I will
Oh
pass it along.
no, not security.
The artifacts of...
The artifacts in your Rune Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Any that you might have purchased in the last 6 months. Or,
Or are there more fakes in there that I should know about?
honey, you have no idea.
Touche. Maybe we will meet again. Streetwise. Bayward Streetwise.
What
What
is that?
Say, that's what's funny. So, because I don't think they actually have the Streetwise anymore.
Nope.
So, worst case scenario, just do a DC check against your rogue level. Unless you have some, maybe investigation, some kind of... This is specific to the guild.
I mean, investigation maybe,
history.
or...
It's not history. I'll tell you what. In lieu of any other thing, +4 ain't bad. You just do that and tell me what you get. This is a recall. When she says, you've entered the final measure of this song.
Yeah, that's something about
Now
the
you're in the
coda.
Show the camera.
Oh, so you get to roleplay the critical failure.
Yay!
Well, actually, in this case, I do.
Ooh.
Is that would be a 1?
Yeah, it's a 1. It's a nice nat 1.
You have heard of the coda. It's It's a process that the Rune Academy goes through when they're done. They're just closing a case.
Mm-hmm.
So that seems pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure that's fine.
But Natasha, yeah, I mean, she's kind of in a little bit of a chatty mood. She does one other thing. After saying, what did you find out there? Blah blah blah. She sets a coin down with this symbol on it. Drunk. You recognize that symbol?
I mean,
You do. Yeah, it's a coda
yeah, it is.
in music.
It's a music thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Music major.
Yeah, got it.
Something like you're thinking
Like,
you're thinking
Did you email
actually,
me a secret?
because you of course maybe you're like I don't know that symbol in
Yeah.
D&D, but actually yes, right? Real world. That's what she sets it down
Like
and she
drummers
says.
We just keep going.
Yeah.
She says, "Yeah,
Drummers and dragons.
I think the arbiters are done, and I think the coda is next.
Well, I'm gonna enjoy that.
You very well might. I hear they've got a lot of cool shit."
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, "Bartender!" And like kind of semi-drunkenly throws platinum pieces up in the air and says,
Can I sleight of hand
"Drinks!
to grab one?
Or this shit for all my friends." And she kind of lurches up.
19
I get
sleight
wrong!
All right, yeah.
Shut up! 19 sleight of hand to grab one out of the air without her noticing.
Oh, that's great. Well, no, she threw them up in the air, but yes, you can have one. She's just...
One platinum piece.
What? Not just that, but how to pluck out of air. It's Natasha's. Yeah, absolutely. And with that, she's like, "Oh, this shit." And then she kind of like stands up a little bit and like walks by, sees you.
Oh yeah, she gets a hug
Okay, all right.
at this point.
All right, you hug her. Remember how effusive she was before?
Yeah.
Like so charismatic and nice. As you hug her and press her in, you hear her go, "Fuck off." And then
Excellent.
pushes off and like just walks out of the bar.
Good seeing you. Keep it up.
It's like, and then, like, yeah, it disappears into the night. And then, yeah, party. That's what
Party.
happens there.
Yeah.
So we are going to end the session here. Some things
Well,
for next
look at
week, and
that.
also, like, if, what's that, what?
8:21.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, because also, anyway, any questions? Right?
We got through a quarter of the content he had.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, there was a little bit more.